Do you feel like you have no purpose, that you're lost in this world? It don't matter if you're like a young person. I'd consider that to be, well, just anything that's younger than me, really, 'cause I'm so desperate to be adjacent to youth. But at any time in life, it's possible to feel, isn't it, that you don't know what you're doing, that your life doesn't have any meaning. I have been fortunate enough in my own life to go through a series of inadvertent, perhaps, revelatory experiences that have shown me who I am and where I'm going. First and most obviously, when I was a kid, I'd done a school play at the Ordinary Comprehensive School that I went to in Grays, Essex, where I did I played the character of Fat Sam in Bugsy Malone. I mean, people talk about it to this day in Grays. And like when I first performed, I felt a sense of meaning, purpose, excitement, validation, that peculiar blend that many performers will identify with, I'm sure, or anybody who does something creative for money. This strong vocational sense that I will do this for the rest of my life for nothing if need be, that there's a religious component to what I'm doing, a sense of connection, transcendence, purpose, meaning, and also, as usual, the application of egoic filters. Oh, this is for me, this makes me feel good about who I am, I need more of this, I want the applause, the craving, the money, all of that stuff that taints the divine, but seems, at least under present circumstances, to be a necessary part of the way that we live. Certainly though, in terms of purpose, the willingness to go through the fear that I went through the first time I stepped on a stage was an invitation for me to become who I was to become. They say, don't they, in the myths that come from the islands that us lot are from, that the Grail comes again, that when you are an adolescent, when you're on the edge of adulthood, you are offered the Grail, the opportunity to become yourself, the opportunity for greatness. Usually the young person ain't ready for that. Usually they fail in their early attempts to actualize and individuate. But the Grail will come again, further down the road. At the midway point, you'll be offered again the chance for fulfillment. Me, I knew that my future was to do with performance from the first time I stepped out in front of 100 or so parents in a school sports hall somewhere in the grey, literally Grays, suburbia where I grew up. I felt and remember still distinctly grabbing hold of a thread then that I hold still this day, that this is who I am, this is where I operate. I operate in this space of communion and communication, of channeling. I mean, I know I'm talking about school play here, so forgive the grandiosity, but from then on till now, I've always been doing the same thing. Running in parallel with that, of course, in my own life has been addiction. But addiction, I know too, to be a quest for some kind of divinity and connection. The first time I smoked dope, drank booze, every time I did those things, I did it with a kind of religious fervour. And these sort of twin drives competed. Perhaps they are the same drive intertwined like a helix, somehow destroying me and creating me as I walk the path. In the end, though, like any addict, this drive for fulfillment, individuation, oneness, connection, transcendence was sort of somehow devoured by the dark under serpents of these death drives, this shadow libido that walks along with it. I mean to say that I knew that I wanted to do something that was creative and beautiful. Perhaps you do too. Perhaps you know that you have a purpose, something inside you trying to realize itself. It may be in academia or in creativity or in sport. It could be in many, many, many arenas. Hopefully it doesn't even need to pass through some sort of economic filter to be validated by you. But likely, you being a human like me, you will also have them shadow drives, them things that are bringing you down. See, that path that I was walking and walked from the moment that I thought I'm going to be a performer, I'm going to be a performer, be doing extra work, going to stage schools and drama schools and auditioning for grants and writing to charities to get funding. From that moment, I knew that's what I wanted to do. But tragedy and travesty and disappointment and calamity were on the path too, because of getting thrown out of those drama schools, losing those jobs, drinking too much, taking too many drugs, essentially skidding off the path and into a treatment centre and being taught how to stay clean, how to do things again. The purpose had to be reiterated many, many times, because like I was fortunate enough or lucky enough or whatever enough to end up sort of in Hollywood acting and performing for lots and lots of money. But that too, as you surely know, brought about a kind of crisis and disappointment, somewhat because some of those films didn't do what I wanted them to do, and I had cause to go back inside myself and reflect, what is it that I'm trying to do? What am I trying to do here? Like, all of us have this gift, don't we? And we try to put this gift to work for us. We essentially say to this gift, this divinity, this uniqueness in us, as unique as our own fingerprints, as unique as our own DNA, we say, go out and make me some money in this system. Go out and get me some status. Go out and make it possible for me to pay my rent. Wherever you find yourself on the economic ladder, because of the systems that surround us, you're forced to mobilize your gift in order to make money. You could be one of the world's greatest artists, or you could be someone scrabbling around for coin, and you will still feel the burgeoning tyranny of a system that, if you cannot, that demands that you make something of yourself economically, or you're nothing at all. You know this to be true. So when it comes to finding purpose, there's several ways of looking at it. Who do you want to be? Who do you believe yourself to be? And where does what you have to offer meet what the world needs? Because at this moment, the world needs a lot. It needs a lot of love. It needs a lot of service. It needs a lot of people to create cohesion, togetherness, and a different kind of purpose. I'm thinking about in this country, England, the food banks. I'm thinking about community wherever you are in the world. This is a time where people are going to need to reach out, because the systems that we've got in place are no longer going to be able to serve a sufficient number of people sufficiently for them to survive, certainly not for them to thrive or flourish. So we're going to need to investigate alternatives. For a moment, and on a personal level, I'd like to invite you to join me in this little meditative exercise. So be still for a moment, unless you're driving a car or operating heavy machinery. I mean, are you listening to this in headphones while operating some heavy machinery? Are you doing this in a car? No, you're staring at your phone, like all of us stare at our phone, hypnotized, looking for something beyond the screen with meaning, something beyond just turning us into a commodity ourselves, a unit of potential purchase. Close the eyes, relax the body, observe the breath. Note where you find or hold tension in your shoulders, in your face, in your eyes. Feel the awareness in your hands. And note how this awareness in your hands is free from thought. Obvious it may seem to say that the hands aren't thinking, yet they are aware. Because we sometimes entirely relate our psychic processes to thinking. It's natural that you're thinking now, but what is the awareness that is observing you thinking? Let go of any tension. Feel the awareness in your hands. Feel how this awareness encompasses your entire body. Note that any thought you've ever had, any information you've ever heard, seen, experienced, whether that's the history of our species or our universe, for you at least, took place within this awareness. Your understanding of it, your awareness of it, your comprehension of it is enshrined within your personal awareness. And that's all you can be certain of. I invite you to engage the deep intelligence that runs your body, that heals you, that keeps your cardiovascular system running, your respiration running, the innumerable anatomical operations that take place. Allow the intelligence that supports and holds them to guide you towards your purpose in this moment, to find this place, to have this place to return to. To keep this channel of communication continually open. And when you're ready, open your eyes and maintain a connection with this awareness that moves through your body. And think now, or feel, what is your purpose? Who is it that you are becoming? What is this process of living for you? I hope that you are able to find yourself in a place of connection, that the suffering in your life moves you towards a path that is more fulfilling to you. I hope that you're able to sever some of the chains that surround you and tether you to the intentions of others who do not regard you as sacred. Thanks for participating in that brief meditation. Let me know what you think about purpose. Hit me up in the on this platform. Communicate with me, because I regularly respond to your inquiries, as you know, if you look at the comments and that. Peace.